with his dad. Please don't touch my rap. Please don't touch my rap. I'm racked up like rappers. I'm wrapped up on camera. Hit out on camera. Squeeze like asthma. It's rare wrath when I wear wrath. Bear wrath when I wear wrath. Might invest into some rap shit. Lord, still share wrath. And I'm dripping on rags. Rick gonna be the tag.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we'll see one of the more dangerous passing offenses. The Cardinals are top 10 in passing TDs, and they'll go against the Bucs, who are very aware of what they'll be dealing with.
Okay, Larry, first opened in 2006. Here's a look inside University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the rookie first rounder from LSU, it's Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's where they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On second down, Palmer. Throw left side complete. That's Hodges. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Now, coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. William Golston with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at the 10. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. First carry now for Doug Martin. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Jameis to throw it. Goes underneath to Martin. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Second down, Winston. Now he's flushed out right. Room to run past midfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too. And you saw his legs, tree trunks, sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game, because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
This complete to Martin. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game, too. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. Winston now. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And he's brought down after a good gain. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. I'm no offensive man. Stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Airing this one out for Fitzgerald, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
I know one adage that actually held up last year. Age is just a number. And I'm talking about Larry Fitzgerald. 33 years old. led the NFL in receptions with 107.
Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. But I think a Cardinal was able to gain possession, yes. So they will hold on to the ball.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the first down, keep the sticks moving.
They'll run, it's Presley. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Fournette on the counter, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. They go play action now. Palmer. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kendall Beckwith in there to drop him, and that will go into the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
Reminder that coming up later tonight in the national window, we'll see the Giants travel out to Denver to take on the Broncos. And then tomorrow night, it's the Colts and Titans, an AFC South battle from Nashville.
Both of them have designs on winning that division.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down, Martin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now it's a 3rd and 4 situation for the offense. Winston. And Braith, the tight end's got it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now the 6-year man from Cal, Brian Anger, on to kick as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now Palmer on 1st down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sack back at about the 43-yard line. Well, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
On second down, here's Palmer. Caught by Nelson left side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Now Palmer on third and long. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit him, Brandon.
Now after the made field goal, here's Dawson back out now to send this one away on the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just know it.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Muhammad Wilkerson able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. Now Jameis on second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Martin. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a third and about 13. An extra DB added here for the Cards on third.
Blitzer play coverage.
To go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. Here's Brian Anger now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. This is taken at the 18. An NFL update. Second quarter now in Jacksonville. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That first good for 20 and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fit defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. The Cardinals on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Palmer. Nelson's got it here right side. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They're going on fourth down. It's Palmer. Being chased out left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And some space here. And now off to the races down the right side. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Out of the pistol. It's Fournette. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Play action. Now Palmer. Lets it go for Nelson. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
An NFL update. Second quarter now in Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. A big hit. Knocked down sideways at the 17-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Now Winston. Left side here. That's complete to Godwin. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
First out. Here's the run with Martin. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They run it again with Martin. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Open man is Godwin. It's complete. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff here.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Back to the ground, Martin. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, from the safety of our booth, I think it's okay after that run that I call him still the name that maybe he's not too crazy about, the muscle hamster.
Yeah, his teammates at Boise State called him that. He doesn't like that, though.
He hates that name.
He told us he prefers, and he told the world he prefers Juggernaut.
It's always tough when you come up with your own nickname.
It doesn't stick.
I hope it works for him, but I have my doubt.
We're going muscle hamster here in the booth. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. They set up the screen to Martin. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and now it's 3rd down. But pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. There they go, play action with Palmer. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They begin with a run by Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. Forced out to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
The Cardinals on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Palmer. Buying time, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And this one's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
For young quarterbacks, having that primary target's a big deal, and Mike Evans serves as that for Jameis Winston. Evans led the league in targets in 2016.
And went after him a ton. He also was 6th in catches, 4th in yards, and tied for 2nd in touchdowns.
And played in his first Pro Bowl.
Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
On draft night, I kept wondering, why is O.J. Howard still on the board? And they ended out at Tampa at number 19, and they're ecstatic to have this guy who ran 4.51.
Actually, the first time that the Bucs have ever drafted a tight end in round number 1, and they got a good one. Now it's Martin. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Winston. This will be caught at about the 6. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good pickup there of 20 yards. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Play action now. Gabbert looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Conte. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Following the interception, Winston steps away to his left, and he slides to avoid the hit. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Winston with a give to Martin. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Second down, Gabbert. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That catch good for 5. It's third down. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you've got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
The Cardinals on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Gabbert. He sets to fire deep. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
1st and 10. Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The first carry here for Jaquiz Rogers. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to rifle one and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Brandon Williams. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smiles.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game, even with the 2 points there, but let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Come back. Richmond, Tigers, black man in our building.
Again, it's Fournette. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Cardinals on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, Gabbert. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Dancing to his left. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They'll run. It's Rogers. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Winston now. It's complete left side to Aguilar. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he fields it cleanly. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They are on to the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Levante David from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Gabbert now on 2nd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. On play action, Gabbert. And he's not able to get away. Gabbert sacked. Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases,